Let's start maybe how the shoes looked like back in the 1920s. I mean, just by taking that shoe into my hands, it's such a heavyweight boot, and I think players back then had a much harder time than they have today, because those boots were called kick and rush, and you can imagine just how high these high-cut boots were probably not only uncomfortable, but probably didn't give a player anywhere a natural ball feel. I mean, this looks like a safety shoe for other purposes, but that's exactly how they played. They ran, and then they had to kick and rush, and that's where the name came from. I'm sure if I would have lived in Adi's time, I probably would also have thought about how to change that. Breakthrough came when Sepp Herberger, the German's national team coach, basically agreed that the German national football team in the 1954 World Cup should wear Adidas boots. And I'm taking now, and I have a boot in my hands that was one of the original shoes that these players wore back then. This shoe, compared to this English boot, is like a milestone in terms of difference and in terms of functional characteristics. It not only featured exchangeable studs, and that was amazing, because in the finals, when Germany was facing Hungary, the Hungarian players were outstanding with their skills. The German team was a team of fighters, maybe not as skilled, but it was raining badly on July 4th, 1954. So the Germans were equipped with longer studs that Adi gave them. And that longer studs means simply more grip on a wet pitch. But that wasn't the only story about the boot. I mean, the boot itself is so different, with distinctive features. It is lower profile, which gave the players much more flexibility and fastness, probably, to move better. But the major difference, besides the stud system, was that Adi has talked a lot to Sepp Herberger, and they both wanted a shoe that gives the players a better feel for the ball. So it was simply softer in the entire front of the shoe, so you could feel the ball. This is a shoe from the late 60s where Adi tried to use real shark skin leather. Now, if you haven't touched shark skin yet, it's incredibly rough, so you might wonder, why did he do that? The reason was a simple one. That shark skin was supposed to help a player to give a better swerve to the way how the ball flies. And you see that here connected to the soft leather, so the foot had a great comfort inside, but whether you played with the outside or with the inside of your foot, you could still get this swerve. I mean, that shoe probably is not only the fastest, it is by far the lightest boot we've ever produced. And if you think back, way back, to where we started, showing you how the shoes looked 90 to 100 years ago, gosh, I mean, I would probably train my left arm now and would not feel anything here. But you see how different football is played today. I mean, the sport itself got much faster, got much more skilled, and players expect from us a much more functional shoe than ever before, because like key characteristics like traction, like the importance of grip, have not changed one bit. In fact, it got even more important to also protect players from severe injuries. But on the other hand, they want to have the feel almost like running or playing barefoot. Still getting the protection, of course, but I think we can be proud to compare these two where we are today, and I'm